The whole world is shifting into Crazyville. And you know exactly why it's shifting there. It's not shifting there because of unseen things, but rather people in three-piece suits. I think that's a pretty good way to say. People seem to be content with their Netflix and their Amazon Prime movies instead of real freedom. I guess they're just content to work at home or work at their regular job if they can anymore. And just come home and, eat Cheetos and watch Netflix or something like that. Obviously, this is becoming a degenerate age. From the perspective of, people from 30 years ago. I have a farm and I love walking out in the woods and jumping in the creek. I was jumping in the creek about a month ago, up to my neck in the creek, or leeches and everything. I'm not afraid of that. It was just nice. People have really de-evolved and they can't communicate anymore. I was talking to someone today on the phone, and I kept asking the same question over and over again. And they kept giving the exact same answer that was not an answer to my question. I keep encountering this all the time. That's not one answer. I know it's happened to you too. It's people that can't communicate anymore. They have the attention of a mosquito. What is like a goldfish, which I don't believe that, but it's kind of funny. Like when a goldfish swims around the tank, his brain is so null and void that when he comes back around, he's forgot that he started. And human beings have gotten like that. Critical thinking skills now are insanely rare. If ever was a time for you or those, a lot of people are homeschooling their kids to embrace things that will help develop critical thinking skills. But people should play chess, be able to think several steps ahead. Nobody does that anymore. People are really bestial now. They don't think like, what are the consequences of my actions? If I do this, then that will happen. And if that happens, then this will happen. And people should develop critical thinking skills. Everybody's just living in a nutshell, sniffing their own farts, apparently. I know that's kind of funny, but it's really quite literal. There is, and this really, if anything sums up where the world is going and in the wrong direction, there's a flood in Southeast Asia. And talk about possibly getting electrocuted. It was flooding in this gaming room where all these people sit behind computers and play games. It had flooded all the way to just below the desk where the computers are. And everybody's sitting there in their swim trunks, playing video games, endangering their lives from electrocution. Just oblivious to the flood. Instead of like doing something to bail out the place. It's literally like 3.5. Man, what a perfect example of, where humanity is right now. Never, ever before has it become so incredible. Because of what's going on right now where people are getting their lips zipped. You know what I mean? The big C word. You know exactly what I'm talking about. I was contacted over the past 48 hours by people that were posting on various things in Australia. On Fakebook. I'm going to call it Fakebook. That's what it should be called. Just innocent stuff. Not like, foaming at the mouth stuff. All these Australians contacted saying that they've been blocked for a month or more on Fakebook for posting innocent comments. So what's going on? This is no hearsay. This is many Australians told me this. This happened to them. They contacted me. One of the great boons of, having a YouTube channel and reaching out to people is that I hear back, I get emails. Sometimes it's just a flood of emails like, oh damn, I just wish the email would just stop dinging. It's just like bing, bing, but still, I'm a sponge for information. So all these people in Australia are getting shut up for spreading information. Never before have I seen a greater, but for the exchange of critical free information. Everybody should have a go bag. It really is important to have a backup plan for possibly going somewhere, preferably the countryside, if you know somebody in the countryside or can make arrangements. And that's not, I'm no chicken little person. I don't scare. I don't know. The only thing that stresses me out actually are all the bills and the nonsense of daily life. When things get dangerous and normal people start screaming and running, that's when I get calm. The only stuff I really do mean this. The only thing that stresses the hell out of me is just bills and nonsense. House insurance, car insurance, property taxes, regular tax. It's just on and on. Just a flurry of BS. Can't stand it. It just drives me crazy. But when things get hot and heavy and serious and dangerous, I'm not saying I'm a danger junkie, even though I used to skydive every day and used to cave dive, oh my gosh, nearly every day, literally. O2 decompression tanks, underwater scooter, Steel 90 with the yoke, BCD redundancy, endless light redundancy. Back in my day of cave diving, it was halogens with giant battery packs. I just see so many problems today. People can't communicate anymore. Everybody's just running around in their own little nutshell. And they really can't see the bigger picture. People need to have their heads on a swivel, look what's going on around them, and always be prepared. And I don't mean like crazy prepared. There's some stupid TV show called Preppers, like National Geographic. They'll like watch 2 episodes. Just a bunch of crazy people. Just sorry, but just ludicrous. Like, oh yeah, I've made a go bag in case aliens landing, and I got some tinfoil hats in my back. Just craziness. People that think that that's nutty are themselves nuts. Because squirrels all summer long hoard away nuts in their little squirrel hole, or they bury them. Because a squirrel has common sense. Bears fatten up before wintertime, but only a dumb human, which is most human beings, will have everything go, everything goes south. Memories up. Like something bad happened, I'm really up the creek. It's like, well, isn't that a problem? You think you should correct? Hey, I ain't too worried about it. I don't think that'll ever happen. Civilization is the thinnest crust imaginable, sitting over top of the largest, most dangerous, most powerful volcano imaginable. Let me repeat that to you again as a exit to this video. Civilization, all the niceties of everyday normalcy. Civilization is the absolute thinnest crust that sits on top of the largest, most dangerous, most powerful volcano imaginable. And if you know that, then that is a primer from which to leave. I'm going to go slice up these